Hello, good afternoon everyone. Welcome along to Rennais Park here in Brittany. West Ham TV is coming live from northwest France this evening as preparations continue for David Moyes' side as Rennes host West Ham United. Just about everyone is back, reintegrated and involved again for West Ham now ahead of the big kick-off on the south coast at Bournemouth in 2 weeks' time. And with only a game at Bayer Leverkusen to go after this, it's time for David Moyes to see how things will be tweaked ahead of the new season. We've popped over the channel to Rennes for this test against a side that finished 4th in Ligue 1 last season. Rennes are also getting their campaign underway on the same weekend, and they were in action in midweek as two different 11s took on Brest. And this is their 4th friendly to date, and first in front of their own fans here at Rennais Park, which, as you can see, is just about sold out for this one. Delighted to say, alongside me for this one is former Hammers defender Rufus Brevett. Rufus, great to see you. How are things? Looking forward to this?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Really looking forward to this. I saw the Tottenham game. I thought they did really well against Tottenham. Held on for the victory. Good defensive performance in the second half. But no, this will be a test today. Rennes are a decent side, so really looking forward to it.
You've had many pre-seasons throughout your career. Where should the players be at this moment in terms of percentage fitness-wise and general alertness in terms of the game?
Well, we're looking at what we're looking at 2 weeks before the season starts. I think it's, all the fitness, they've done all the fitness work. It's just getting the match fitness into the legs now and building up for the start of the season. Obviously with the way that they finish the season, West Ham, they'll enter the season with big confidence.
Just go through the West Ham side quickly for you. We'll go through the teams in full very shortly, but they're starting with Areola in goal today, Soufal, Zuma, Agüerd against his former club, he's the captain today, and Emerson across the back, Soucek and Downs in midfield, and then Benrahma, Lucas Paquetá and Pablo Fornals behind Danny Ings, who starts up front. Of course, Declan Rice was always going to be a big miss, wasn't he, Rufus, throughout the summer and into the new season. How do you see them plugging that gap going forward?
I think they've just got it all pulled together. They play as a team. There's Declan Rice is massive boots to fill. But Downs comes in. I like him as a player. Really tidy on the ball. So like I say, they've just got it all knuckling together and get over the line.
And of course, there are so many transfer rumours doing the rounds at the moment. But as things stand, no one new has come through the door, so no one new to integrate into the side. We saw Manuel Lanzini leave at the end of last season, but it's the same group, so it's as was. They had such a successful campaign at the end of it. David Moyes will just try and get that momentum going again.
I think so, yeah.
How do you do that when you've had so many weeks off? Well,
I think at the beginning of the season there was a lot of new players that came in. It took them time to bed in, and then towards the second half of the season, Paquetá looked really good. So you've just got to build on from last season. I think the momentum where they left off, they've just got to carry that on.
And up against a Rennes side from a very fast-paced league in Ligue 1. Do continental games help you in pre-season, or do they hinder you because you're going to be playing Premier League opposition? What kind of a factor is that at play?
I think you enjoy playing against teams that you haven't played against before, because you learn different things, little tactics, little tweaks, and I'm sure the manager will be looking at the way that Rennes plays and thinks, well, maybe we can add that into our game as well. So yeah, it's always good going over and playing teams that you're not used to playing.
Yeah, and Rennes have got a couple more Premier League teams to come after this. They're heading over to England to take on Nottingham Forest and Wolves over the next 7 days before their opener against Metz here on Sunday the 13th of August. But a good atmosphere here it will be this afternoon. All smiles in the tunnel as well. There is Nayef Agüerd, whose West Ham career certainly stalled, at the beginning of it after that injury he suffered up at Ibrox, but he'll be a very important player for West Ham going forward, and a man highly revered here as well after 2 very successful seasons in this part of France. We are just waiting for the 2 sets of teams to join us here at Rennais Park. Myself, James Fielden, and former Hammers defender Rufus Brevett alongside me this afternoon. Alphonse Areola as well, of course, a former PSG player. He's the man in goal today for West Ham. Rennes welcoming back a number of their international players into the fold for this one, though many of them are on the bench. So it may be a Rennes side that gets stronger as the 90 minutes goes on. Very warm afternoon, temperature around 23 degrees here at kick-off. And really not that far away from London at all. The flight time is only around 55 minutes into central London from northwest France. But a very different atmosphere to the Premier League it is here. And the man on the PA has been drumming up the fans for a good hour now. We saw when West Ham came to France last year in that game at Lens just how fiery it can be even for a pre-season game. That one ended 0-0 at the back end of July last year. Hopefully we have some goals in this one today, and we'll be finding out very shortly. As I was saying, just that one pre-season friendly to come at Bayer Leverkusen. That's next Saturday, a 12:30 start in Germany. So time running out for West Ham to get going again ahead of the big kick-off. They're in their change kit for this one today. Very classy white number that Saïd Benrahma and co are wearing here. Rennes themselves normally play in red and black, as you can probably tell from the decoration of the stadium here, but they'll be in their change kit for this one today as well, of all black and gold trim. And there aren't too many spare seats either. The hottest ticket in town this afternoon with West Ham in the city. And a nice touch giving Naya Fagur the captain's armband as well against his former side.
Yeah, it is. You know, like you say, at the beginning, when he first came, he got that nasty injury beginning of pre-season last season. And since he's come back, it took his time to get to the pace of the Premier League. But, you know, he's been brilliant the second half of the season. And, yeah, looking at him at captain today, I'm sure he's delighted with that.
The man wearing the captain's armband for Rennes is Benjamin Bourigeaud. He's one of their most creative talents and was leading the way in terms of assists for them last season. Looks like West Ham have won the toss here and have switched the teams around. So let's take a look at the team news for you, and we'll start with Rennes, a side that finished last season strongly and has spent over €35 million in strengthening that squad. Ludovic Blas arrived from Nantes for €15 million and starts in front of the new fans today. Veteran former Crystal Palace goalkeeper Steve Montonda is in between the posts. The glaring omission for Rennes is Leslie Ugochukwu, who is said to be heading for Chelsea. They're also without one of their star men in Martin Terrier, who's been out since March. They do, however, welcome back their under-21 trio of Arnaud Kalimuendo, Amin Gouiri and new signing Enzo Lefebvre, who are all on the bench. For West Ham United, they have a full squad with them, apart from the international duo of Mikel Antonio and Ben Johnson, as well as Aaron Cresswell, who sits this one out. Naya Fagur starts against his former club and wears the captain's armband. Danny Ings leads the line, having scored 3 times in pre-season, but another man who's scored in each of their last 3 is Divine Mubama, who is among the substitutes. So, it will be Rennes to get us underway here in this pre-season friendly. West Ham's penultimate test ahead of the Premier League campaign. And we're underway here at Rennais Park, here on West Ham TV. West Ham in the all-white for this one. Vladimir Soufal with that throw forward. I don't think there are any big surprises in the West Ham team, at least in the shape we're expecting them to line up in.
No, I think we know the shape that they're going to play, the 4-3-3. You know, Ings is going to try and occupy the 2 centre halves from Rennes, and yeah, there's no surprises really.
West Ham in possession and losing the ball, but winning a free kick. Of course, they have had tests right across the globe already, starting at Boreham Wood before heading for Australia, games against Perth and Tottenham out there, and scoring a stack of goals in those matches as well, 9 across the 2 games, and then a bit of a mix and match side took on Dagenham and Redbridge last Saturday, giving some of those returning internationals a chance to stretch their legs again. It's all come around rather quickly, hasn't it, when you're talking about international players only playing for the first time last week, and you know, suddenly that game at Bournemouth isn't too far away now.
Yeah, that's right. It has flown, you know, and it's important, which I've said, that you know they get through this pre-season with no injuries. Obviously, last season we saw what happened with Agurd, but you know, if they can get through this without any injuries, I think they'll be looking for a good start to the season.
Emerson back to Agurd. The Morocco international hanging that one high towards Ings. Back here from Artetet. And there are the Rennes fans. Not too many places in England where you get an atmosphere like this for a pre-season game, and Rennes on the charge here. One of their stars, Jeremy Doku, trying to go on the outside against Emerson, who dealt with that threat particularly easily.
Emerson did really well there. Just realised, just read what Doku was going to do. He went to go inside, tried to go on the outside, and Emerson defended it really well there.
Trying to turn the West Ham back line here at Rennes. Doku getting away from Emerson, no free kick, advantage played. Eventually the chance evaporated. It's picked up by Lovren Mayer. And Mayer again, the Croatian. To midfield for Baptiste Santamaria. Belsia. Feet. Mandanda, the goalkeeper for Rennes, now at the grand old age of 38. Of course, West Ham have their own veteran goalkeeper, Łukasz Fabianski. How do you think it's going to go between him and Areola this season?
I think Fabianski's been brilliant. I think, you know, you look at his age, but he doesn't play like, you know, he plays like a young man, doesn't he? He's diving all over the place, making important stops. So West Ham are lucky. They've got two really, really good goalkeepers.
And there is David Moyes, whose dressing room celebrations were certainly a big feature of that Europa Conference win final in Prague.
Showing off his moves, wasn't he?
I think he was. I'm sure he won't have enjoyed seeing those videos back too much in the days that followed. But great memories, and memories that will last a lifetime after ending that 43-year drought without a major trophy. And of course another European campaign to look forward to, back in the tier above. Yeah.
And that's three years on the spin, isn't it, for West Ham, and it's brilliant.
Ings could be in here. Danny Ings couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet. Soucek up there as well. Eventually the flag goes up for offside.
Yeah, it was a ball over the top. He just mistimed his run. The flag was slow to go up. He miscontrolled his touch there, Ings. But he was offside. Bruno
Genesio there, the Rennes head coach, has been in charge just over 2 years now. There's a win percentage though of 55%, which is some going for him. 2 fourth place finishes in a row. But they will be in the Europa League this coming season. Only the top 3 in France heading into Champions League football. Though everything is set to be reshuffled ever so slightly because of the restructuring of that competition the season after next. No major chances here as yet. Roazhon Park. Roazhon, that means Rennes in the local language of Breton. A capacity here of just shy of 30,000, but feels like it's much more than that, given the noise and the vast open style of this stadium.
There is a decent atmosphere.
Downs helping it on to Lucas Paquetá, who no doubt will have been watching some of his fellow Brazilians in action in the Women's World Cup earlier today. Downs. Soucek trying to be measured in what he was doing. Talked about the goalkeepers in Fabianski and Areola. Looking at Danny Ings as well. They have three centre forwards, West Ham, don't they? Have vastly contrasting styles.
Yeah,
Antonio and Scamacca.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, whichever way the manager wants to play, he's got a striker for it. So yeah, three strikers, completely different. But you know that anything that falls into the box with Danny Ings is going to score.
On here by Bourigeaud. Surprisingly, a man who has caught an interest in the summer months. I mean, Gouiri was their top scorer in Ligue 1 last season, 15 goals. He's on the bench today. They did have a number of players away at the Under-21 European Championship that England went on to win. Claim for a penalty there, but the French referee not interested. Soucek's header out towards Ings. One back by the sliding captain Bourigeaud. Doku. You can see the direct nature of his running. And a chance which could well have been finished there by Bourigeaud, arriving late in the box.
It's a fantastic block from Zuma. Literally came from nowhere and flung his body in front of the shot. Great block.
Santa Maria. He's going for goal this time. Oh. What an effort that is. Absolutely unbelievable. And Alphonse Areola barely even moved.
Well, he's got to have been, 30 yards out, and I think he's taken the keeper by surprise. It's a wicked shot, and it's curling. I don't know whether Areola thought it was going over the bar, but he seems to leave it, and it goes into the top corner. What a fantastic strike that was. 1-0.
I don't think the crowd can quite believe what they've seen there, and neither can we. In the pocket of space, no one went out to him because no one expected him to do this. That is an astonishing strike.
It really is. He's just picked out the top corner. He's flown over Areola. And I think it was the surprise that the distance he was. He's got to have been all of 30, 35 yards.
Yeah, Areola thought that was sailing over his crossbar, and I have to say, I was thinking it was going to do the same. Not known for his goal scoring, he's never got more than 2 in a season in the last several years that he's played. But that's probably one of the best ever goals he'll score in his career, although it won't count for a lot in a friendly game. They're coming again with Doku here, they want another. That was heading on goal, that one is as well, and Areola having to make the save. West Ham suddenly finding themselves under a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, they've started the game really well, Rennes, and again going forward on the right-hand side, Doku just played the ball across, and it was a stinging shot, but it's a decent save from Areola down to his right, pushes it wide of the post.
Certainly not afraid, that one was heading towards the far corner. Areola making the save this time. It's been a lively start here by the hosts. And they want another goal. Towering header from Zuma. Paquetá, of course no stranger to French football after his time at Lyon. Does really well to find a way out.
He does really well there under pressure. And West Ham just got to feel the way into the game, get hold of the ball and get some passes off.
A run here for Saïd Benrahma. Should anyone have closed down the shot? It was so far out, wasn't it?
So far out. You wasn't really expecting him to shoot there. Maybe probably could have got out to him a little bit quicker. but you know, if you score from 35 yards, it was take a hell of a strike to beat the goalkeeper, and that's what it was.
Well, across it comes here for West Ham. No one in the middle. There's a throw in here. Well, it has lifted the atmosphere levels even more. Not too many West Ham fans are with us here at Rowers Park today. Of course, after the expenditure over the last 12 months and expenditure you would imagine over the 12 months to come, it's a game that I'm sure plenty will be happy to sit out and perhaps enjoy with us here on YouTube. And sadly, West Ham are behind. Here's Soufal. Two players up against him in Désiré Doué and the left back, Jean-Noël Bellocien, who's only 18 years old. Baptiste Santamaria with a goal in the 9th minute, separating the sides early on here. Have been a lot of goals in West Ham's games so far. They conceded against Boreham Wood, they let in 2 against Perth and Tottenham. Can't really count the 2 against Dagenham so much, as it was more a reserve side that went down the road there. They've got to give themselves a platform to build up. Doku. Turning is Assignon, who's the right back in this side. Santamaria, the goal scorer, just had his foot clipped there by Flynn Downs. Sit forward, but no one in Rennes black get a hold of that one. Swung away by Areola. Paquetá trying to pick a pass, and he's done just that. Benrahma. Given away. Another man who used to play in France, Saïd Benrahma. Played for Nice, Angers, Ajaccio on Corsica, and Châteauroux as well before joining Brentford. Heading into his 4th season now with West Ham. I think West Ham might be a bit shocked by the pace they've come up against here. Yeah,
they've started really well, Rennes, keeping hold of the ball, and West Ham are letting them have the ball in their half. As soon as they come into the West Ham half, then they try and close them down. But yeah, they're playing with a lot of pace on either flank. They've just got to get hold of the ball, West Ham, and get some passes off.
It's a
wasted pass there.
Almost quarter of an hour gone here at Rowers Park. Except we were hoping for goals after the stalemate at Lens last year, but perhaps not in the fashion that one's come about here. Doku with a tidy touch around the corner. Assignon can't take it on. Doku manages to get a hold of it now. Ablin through the middle, just edged off it there in the end by Vladimir Soufal, and Downs there to tidy up.
Yeah, Soufal does well there, just tucking inside, just getting in between the striker and the ball, and just saw it out of danger.
Zuma. Aguerd. Late challenge. Referee showing he's going to play the advantage. West Ham again, though, conceding possession before winning it back again. Downs, he's got men either side. Ings will receive here. Danny Ings, lovely shift. couldn't quite squeeze it into the corner.
That was good play from Downs, nicking the ball and driving forward. And Ings just peeled off to the right-hand side, cut inside, just couldn't quite get enough power onto the ball. The keeper makes a comfortable save.
That's the only chance that West Ham have had so far.
Downs does that really well, just breaks up play and then drives forward.
West Ham having to defend again here. Maya. Bellacia. Put a bit too much on that. Benrahma underneath it. You just got a glimpse there of the West Ham fans who are tucked into one corner of the ground. Travelling fans not always made to feel the most welcome in France right now. Have been plenty of issues off the pitch in the last 12 to 18 months. A number of incidents, and some grounds have had to ban away fans on occasion. Doku. Rennes were so supreme here at home last season. They played 19 home games in Ligue 1 and won 15 of them. They lost the other 4, but that's a pretty good record, isn't it?
It's really, really impressive. And you know, you see the style of play with Rennes, just keeping the ball, waiting for West Ham to close them down and pick them off.
They did only win 6 on the road. That was what ultimately let them down and halted any further progress. Doku with some great play there. Assignon, he's in behind, a swipe away just about by Aguert. And West Ham, particularly with Jeremy Doku, struggling to contain him right now.
Yeah, he looks lively. You know, he doesn't just stay out wide. He cuts inside, as he did then, and tried to play a through ball. There's an injury here.
Yeah, a slight problem here, so a break in play. And the physio will be ushered on here by the referee. What will David Moyes be thinking right now? Because his side are not really getting too much of a kick, are they? And you can see Billy McKinley down there chatting to Danny Ings. No,
they're not. They're, you know, when they do get the ball, they've just got to keep hold of it and make it count. I think there's a couple of passes that have gone astray, you know, and then they've been counted on. They've just got to. I mean, it's early yet, you know. They've scored the goal quite early, so there's plenty of time to go.
Yeah, reminder for you that both the new home and away kits are on sale now from the club shop at London Stadium and online as well. David Moyes would love your support as well for the first home game of the season. That is against Chelsea. Last few tickets for that one available online at whufc.com. Season tickets for West Ham women are on sale now for the new WSL season. Ryan Skinner is getting her new side ready ahead of the opener against Manchester City, which is coming up on the 1st of October. Tickets start from just £65 for adults for the full season and £45 for kids. We are back underway here. West Ham trailing, but in possession with Aguert. Emerson at left back today. There is no Aaron Cresswell in the travelling party, or at least not in the matchday squad anyway. We're nearly halfway through the first half already. Soucek was well forward there. Ings trying to make himself busy, and he's done well enough to win his side a corner to get them right up the field.
Yeah, good battling play from Ings there. Just put the centre off under pressure. Quick corner.
Already taken. Flick header from Ings. Well, he's had a couple of chances now in the last 5 minutes, which is certainly more than he had in the opening 15.
Yes, he has. You know, little off chances. The one that he cut inside was a big chance. There was a little flick header. It just went wide of the post.
Given how last season ended in the end for West Ham, a 14th place finish and victory in Europe as well, what can be classed as a successful campaign for them this coming season, do you think?
Well, I think you've just got to, league-wise, you've got to better, you know, what they've done last season. You know, before that they had a 6th and a 7th finish, which was fantastic. You know, they've got to look to get back to that, and obviously do well in Europe again.
Yeah, they will enter into the group stage of the Europa League. Having looked at the calendar the other day, the first match day for that is going to be Thursday the 21st of September, so a little while yet before Europe gets started. As a winner of the competition, I can't quite remember whether they're seeded or not in the Europa League, but that may well help their case. Europe's second tier competition. Emerson does really well to shift it and then find Benrahma. That's the pace to get goal side, but in the end left himself with a little bit too much to do.
Yeah, he did. His face the defender one-on-one. Just knocked it down the line, a little bit too much on it. Couldn't get the cross in. You saw what he was trying to do. It was good positive play from the West Ham winger.
Aguirre. They had 80 appearances for Rennes this time at Rose-on Park and around France. Emerson's ball in was acknowledged by Danny Ings, but it was asking a lot of him there. Lucas Paquetá, lovely play. That's what he's capable of. Benrahma. Can he stand it up this time? He will win a corner. And some progress for West Ham in the last few minutes.
Yes, they've looked a lot better, haven't they, in the last 5 minutes, getting hold of the ball. And again, Benrahma on this left-hand side, trying to go down the line, forces a corner. It's the second corner of the game for West Ham.
David Moyes and co watching on. Rennes setting up zonally here. And it was that front zone where the ball was cleared. Downs. It's a foul. Thought he had to play it quickly, but had the composure to hold on to it in the end. Only Ings in that central position. Benrahma was hoping it was going to drop for him. Strength there from Lucas Paquetá. The referee does well to let play continue, but you can see how set they are, Rennes, when they're back behind the ball.
Yeah, they do. They get behind the ball really quick and make it difficult to break them down. Paquetá there, getting on the ball, trying to make things happen.
Just caught there after the ball had gone by Bourigeaud. But what they have shown, Rennes, is that even if they are set back behind the ball, they can break out quickly. With pace on either side from Désiré Doué and Jérémy Doku. Problem here for Paquetá, who has stayed down. Did so well though, didn't he, at the start of that previous move where he wriggled away from two. Yeah,
he did, and I think there was a little nutmeg in there as well earlier. But yeah, he's looked lively. Paquetá's the one thing you don't want is to get injured. I think it's just a knock. I think he'll be all right.
The Brazilian is okay. Tomasz Fabianski there, looking straight down the barrel of our camera. Well, it just keeps on going, doesn't he? Keeps getting his one-year deals, keeps on moving forward.
Yeah,
you wonder when he'll eventually decide to put away the gloves, but at the moment, no need.
But he's playing so well, he really is. You know, and to keep a player like Areola at the side as well, and he's another fantastic goalkeeper, as I've said.
Rennes still leading through that sensational hit by Baptiste Santamaria in the 9th minute. Doku, whose first touch really sets himself up for what he wants to do after that, isn't it?
It's just so quick. He's like quick off the ball, on the ball he's quick, the ball comes to him. Really, really lively.
Maya. Doué. Aguirre misses it, comes through to Doku, who really should have made it too.
Yes, he should have. The ball's come over to him. I don't know whether he was expecting the defender to get ahead to it. It came to him. It was a decent first touch, and he's got to at least hit the target. And a big let-off there for West Ham. This has come to him. Good first touch. No composure.
And just lashes at the ball in the end, but it went over 3 West Ham heads, and you were thinking one of them would deal.
Yeah, and I think he thought that surely one of them was going to get a touch to it, and he found it at his feet. Again, he blasted it over the bar.
Approaching the half-hour mark here at Rosemont Park. Well, West Ham have certainly met the match so far in terms of pre-season opposition. And Soufal just caught there.
Yeah, it was just after he got the ball, his follow-through just caught him at the bottom of his ankle.
So free kick here for West Ham. Benrahma is free right round the back. Doesn't quite get as far as him. Paquetá, 2 at his back. Not that that matters. A recovery challenge at the end of it as well. Certainly enjoying himself back on French soil.
Yeah, he is. He's working extremely hard as well without the ball. So there, give the ball away, and then he's chasing back, getting it back.
One slid forward, and West Ham could be in trouble. Ablin looking to find space to get the shot away, which never came his way in the end.
God does brilliant there, he really does. He just stood up, didn't dive in, just waited for him to make the move. Got a touch on the ball and then came to nothing. It was a decent counter-attack there from Rennes.
Well, he's playing up front today, Mathis Ablin. He was a sub with Rennes in the first half of last season, then went on loan to Auxerre. But Arnaud Kalimuendo, who is a very highly rated young striker, is on the bench today, signed from Paris Saint-Germain. He will be the starting striker this season, you would imagine. West Ham just deciding what they're going to do next here. Alphonse Areola looking for the flick of Soucek in midfield. You see him pushing on so much to try and win those balls. Paquetá. Downs. Paquetá. Into Benrahma. Side Benrahma trying to get the better of Doku, who fouled him. Free kick.
Yeah, it's good positive play again from Benrahma. Does a little step over, goes down the line. And Doku, not really used to being in that defensive position. drives, and I'm not too sure what he's moaning for, but it's a blatant free kick.
Yeah, the referee had a good enough view. Fair way in from the touchline. They're going to have to hit this relatively flat if they're going to hit it with pace. Doesn't seem to be much of an option to cut this one back either. Benrahma on the edge of the box. Emerson floats it in the end. Paquetá going down holding his face, but little sympathy from the match officials. And the counter on. Doué going back one. And now play will be stopped because of the injury to the West Ham attacker. He's saying he got an elbow.
I think it was just a flailing arm that's caught him. I don't think there was any intention there. And he's up on his feet now.
And the Rennes fans not too happy with the way he went down. Well, there was an arm in his face. It certainly wasn't an elbow from Désiré Doué. I think it's fair to say he was caught, but
yes,
no medical assistance needed in the end.
Yeah, it wasn't an elbow. It was a flailing arm that's just caught him on his chin.
Well, Désiré Doué, only 18, looks like he's going to be joined on the field here by older brother Guela, who is stripped and ready to come on. Désiré plays a fairly advanced position in attacking midfield. Guela plays at right back, and he's come on here. Well, substitution not given too much of an announcement, but Assignon is the man who has made way. West Ham maybe with an opening, but Artetit has cleared that one. Confirmation for you of that change. Guela Doué, Ivory Coast under-23 international. Having to defend here as Emerson wins another corner for West Ham.
Yeah, it is another corner, and hopefully he can make this one count with a better delivery.
David Moyes trying to get his side set again. Corner driven across, it's on a Paquetá who brings the save from Mondonda. Really well worked from West Ham. Perhaps a little bit more venom on the effort from the Brazilian would have been enough to make it 1-1, and the goalkeeper has it at the end of it. And that is a fine kick out as well, just inches away in the end from its intended target, the captain Benjamin Bourigeaud.
Yeah, that was a great corner, it really was, driven, and Paquetá found himself free, 12 yards out, decent contact. Again, another decent save from the Rennes goalkeeper.
Down the line and just missed there by Pablo Fornals. When you're a team that's learned that kind of routine on the training ground, how do you decide at what point in the game to employ it?
I think it's a bit of eye contact. I'm sure there's a point where they say he does something to say, right, this is what we're going to do. And it worked perfectly. And I think when you work at something on the training ground, it actually comes off in a game. You get great satisfaction from that.
Rain starting to come down here, but not dampening the enjoyment of those fans. They've seen their side give Premier League giants West Ham a really good game so far, though the tide is certainly turning.
Yeah, it is. They've settled the last 10 minutes. They've seen more of the ball, and and Rennes, they've quietened Rennes a little bit. They started really quick, Rennes. But West Ham are feeling the way into the game now.
Nine to go until the break. It's another West Ham corner. I say 9 to go until the break. It probably is going to be the case here, but as we saw after an announcement from the EFL earlier this week that games in England are going to be extended with World Cup style added time this coming season. Wow. So not great if you're trying to book a train home, but you'll get your full allotted time at least. Here's the chance again for Paquetá.
Yeah, it was a decent strike.
Standard corner this time. It was in towards Aguerd. Benrahma. Feet closing it away. Is that a good thing they're injecting the proper time back into matches again?
Well, I think it will stop the silly time wasting. I think it should stop all that, especially if you know that whatever you do is just going to be added on at the end of the game, and you could get punished for that as well.
It was weird though, because in the statement they issued, they said a nominal amount of added time was added on before, and you're thinking, well, why did you even bother adding on 3 minutes if you were saying you know that it wasn't the correct amount of time?
Exactly. I mean, well, we'll see. It's something that's come into the game, so we'll see how it works.
And there's another thing as well they pointed out. I presume all these things are going to be uniform across the matches, that if you receive treatment, you have to go off the field for a minimum of 30 seconds. Okay. And you're not going to be allowed back on, which is sure to prove controversial at some point.
Yeah.
West Ham trying to find an equaliser before the break. Corner, won by Soucek.
Does really well there, Kufal. Really wasn't really going anywhere. Just knocked it off, and then another corner for West Ham. Racking up these corners.
38 gone. Rennes 1, West Ham United 0. Emerson ready to take, but the referee not. Another ball a bit too close to the playing surface. They've been cranking up the heat here, West Ham, without finding a goal. Soucek and Mandanda coming face to face there, and the referee awarding a free kick in the goalkeeper's favour. Yeah,
I think we've seen it there. Any challenge on the goalkeeper, any contact, the referee's going to blow. And Soucek just getting in between him and the ball. Again, not sure there was much in it.
Seemed to get a nudge from the Rennes player, if anything.
Yeah, but the goalkeeper's always going to get the free kick in that instance.
Bourigeaud, Ablin. It'll be interesting to see how many changes Rennes make at the break with those under-21 internationals back on their bench today. You'd expect most of these West Ham players to get a good 75 minutes, wouldn't you?
You would have thought so, yeah. I think it's that time of the season now pre-season, where you're looking to get as many minutes as you can.
It's a West Ham side as well, without trophy winner Jarrod Bowen, who's among the substitutes. He and Cornet can certainly add something different in wide areas in the second half. Doku, he certainly added something for Rennes wide on this right-hand side. There's a nice pick out, trying to make it two, and in the end just run out of play by Lovro Mayer.
Yeah, and it's that man Doku again on this right-hand side. Just plays a little ball in square, probably towards a penalty spot. Gets a little touch, a little ricochet. The goalkeeper does really well there, to be fair. Gets down, I think he gets a hand to it and knocks it onto the Rennes player.
Areola just doing enough there for West Ham. Benrahma, 2 to beat, becomes 1. Goes all the way across. Grabbed by Mandanda. Ale shout the home fans as they urge their side to try and catch West Ham out. Granted, it's a pre-season friendly, but I think this is probably dispelling the myth of the so-called Farmers League out in France as things stand.
No, that's right. I mean, it is a friendly. You do want to get off to a win your games. It breeds confidence. But it's a good game so far.
Out of play by Areola. He was caught out from a good 30 yards for the only goal. Paquetá. Options mainly to the left, but through the middle is the run from Downs. It didn't get as far as him.
And that's a position where you want Paquetá because you know that he can find a pass. And Downs made a fantastic run there off to on the right hand side. Just couldn't pick him out.
Mandanda playing out into the goal scorer, Santa Maria, who's played his whole career in France, bar a campaign with Freiburg in the 2021 season. Mandanda there with an uncharacteristic stray ball.
It's a very stray ball, I'm not sure what he saw there.
Paquetá, space to manoeuvre in, thought he might go for goal.
Yeah.
Instead Benrahma, he didn't get his touch right.
Yeah, as it came to him, it was on there to get a strike off. Decided to play the ball over to Benrahma. I just feel as though he should have pulled the trigger.
Do you think Jared Bowen will get some big minutes?
Yeah,
Do you think he'll play a half?
I think he will, yeah. And I think he'll make a difference as well.
Ings, again in that similar position to which he's been so far, where he's just trying to shift the ball inside or outside depending on where he's been. He's had that one chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, his movement's been really good. And just hasn't had the rub of the green in front of goal at the minute. But the one thing he will do is keep going.
Maya, Santa Maria, Guela Doué, nicely linked here by Rennes. Aguirre. West Ham playing dangerously here. Emerson. Paquetá on, but Benrahma had gone long. The ball was short. An apology from Lucas Paquetá. If you're playing a side like Rennes in pre-season, are you doing your full scouting report and everything like that, given the video that's available to you?
Yes, I would have thought they would have done all that and done all their due diligence and see what they're coming up against. And I'm sure, I'm sure the manager knows these players anyway.
20 seconds left of normal time. We have had a couple of injury stoppages, mainly to Lucas Paquetá. Jeremy Doku went down once as well. Mandanda. Rather riskily swung away, but it turns out to be an excellent ball in the end. Ablin leaves it. And a chance here for Doué with one of the last kicks of the half. Desiree Doué. Doku. Well, they're trying to walk it in the end, Rennes. No one wanted to take the effort on goal.
No one wanted to have the shot there. To be fair, West Ham got bodies behind the ball really quick as well.
At the referee's discretion now. Paquetá, Ings. Very much with his back to goal, wants to be facing goal. Fornals, Ings, he's facing it now, nearly went down. Downs, so foul couldn't quite link the play. There might have been a couple of openings there, but in the end, the half is going to finish with a big one for Rennes. But the ball couldn't be slipped through to Doku, who is mightily frustrated.
Well, if he's, I don't know whether he sees him, but if he plays him earlier, then with his pace, Doku's in on goal.
It's turned into a bit of a basketball match here.
It has.
From end to end, up and down. Referee not wanting to bring this half to a close yet.
He's unlucky there, Downs. Really is. He read what the Rennes player was going to do.
Went in fairly firmly. Of course, this West Ham shirt means so much more to him than many of these players. A dream move for him when he came across from Swansea. And that will do for the first half. A very entertaining first half and a stupendous goal scored by Baptiste Santamaria that gave Bruno Genesio's side the lead early on. West Ham have really got a grip of the game since then. The weather has taken a turn for the worse throughout the first half as well. The West Ham have had plenty of corners, a couple of chances. Danny Ings had a good opportunity for them. But they'll be looking for an improvement in the second half. We wait to see if there are any changes at the break. But at half-time here at Roazhon Park, the score is Rennes 1, West Ham United 0. We'll leave you at half-time as we take a look back at West Ham's famous history.
Why do we sing about bubbles? Truth is, no one really knows. It came from New York City. Some say it started with Billy Bubbles Murray. Others will tell you it was the Becks and Gasworks brass band that played bubbles at the bowling. Or it was sung during the Blitz down the tube stations, around the time West Ham won the War Cup. By then, it was our song, our anthem, our history, the fabric of our club. We sing it in East London, and it's recognised worldwide. It's our song of hope and our song of pride. We sing it when we're winning and when we're not. It's our call to cross arms, and we'll sing it forever. Come on, you Irons!
Go on.
How are you, brother?
I'm brilliant. Thank you for coming, Richard. How are you, brother? Good, mate. Good.
This is amazing, isn't it? This is amazing, mate.
Thank you very much.
Talk to me how this started.
Right, well, since I was about 6, I got my first badge from my granddad. I found it in his drawer and I asked if I could have it and he said, yes I could. He said he's a West Ham fan as well. So yeah, I got that, and then over the course of time, I started getting a bit more money, as you do when you're little, you ain't got much. So I got my paper round money, started going up to Romford, go and get old programmes from off the stalls in Romford. Started collecting from there really, and then just added from it time and time again, as you can see.
From time and time. Talk us through
that tile there is from the changing rooms in the bowling, Upton Park.
Oh,
and they are quite rare themselves because as I was banging them off the walls, obviously a lot of them broke.
From the changing rooms.
The changing rooms.
As well.
Yeah.
Oh, so when did you get that? When did you acquire that?
I acquired that in 2016.
So I must have seen this one tile before.
You must have seen it. Yeah. There was a few.
I've seen it again.
These here from the Thames Ironworks. They're basically shares. They started selling a few shares between the company.
Okay.
That there again is Thames Ironworks. I've spoken to the Thames Ironworks Trust, and there was 2 smelter cranes in the actual foundry. They used to pick up the old metal and dump it in. And that was off of one of the cranes. and apparently there's only 2 anyway, but that's the only one in existence. This one here is from 1903.
Jeez.
So that's the 3rd handbook in existence.
Oh, so that's not a duplicate.
That's a real deal, that one. Yeah.
I'll touch it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, good.
1903.
Have we not got a pair of gloves here or something? I don't
think I'm worthy of touching this. So you see the terminology of the players, the positions, is totally different to what it is now.
Yeah. Don't remember they used to play the 2-3-5?
Centre halfback. Centre halfback.
Yeah, they used to play the 2-3-5.
Yeah.
Vinyl records.
That's where the fullback name came from. So you had a centre halfback and then you had a fullback. Unbelievable. Wildman, fullback. He looks like a proper fullback. Look at his head.
And I'll see through here you've got all the strips, you know, all the majority of the strips and a lot of the flags and scarves. It's amazing. It's amazing.
That one there is I was told, a prototype of a 1980 FA Cup final jacket. It wasn't the one that was used, because the one that was used had the big Admiral on the back there, and it was blue. But apparently this was in the mind of being used, but they chose the other one instead. That is a prototype, so it's the only one in existence.
It's rare, yeah, very rare.
It's very, very rare.
So Max, yeah. So what is, out of all of these shirts here, all these tops, what is your favourite shirt, mate?
Well, my favourite shirt, because I was born around that time, is this one, which is like 76 to 79, away top. That's the home one. Just because probably it is the FA Cup one that I saw when I first saw the FA Cup final in 1980.
I've probably worn from.
Probably those over there, that one over there.
I've worn this one, and then we go all the way to probably this one. Yes, that. This one, this one, then that one. So I kind of missed the feeler stage.
The old school.
Yeah,
the old school feeler.
I missed that. I wasn't around for that one.
Quite like some of the older retro kids, but I'm going to have to go for this one because I made my debut in this one, so I'm going to say that probably have to be my favourite. I wasn't a big fan of this one. I've got that one at home as well, and that one wasn't one of my favourites. But I'm really a fan of like these older retro ones. They're so cool, and you know they just take you back.
Come through, come through.
You know, we know you're a big West Ham's fan, and you know you're collecting all this stuff. But how does your wife feel about it?
You're probably best asking her, actually.
Mel, come and have a chat. Let's speak about how you feel about all this in your house.
It doesn't affect me day to day. I'm proud of him for what he's built, and I'm proud that right now we're able to show you, because you know this is something obviously super special to Max, and I'm just one of those people that if you've got a passion, dig in, you know, and I love everything about what this has brought to us.
It's a really fantastic display of West Ham and the passion you guys have for the club. Thank you so much for having us around. We've really enjoyed coming around and seeing everything that you've had. You've got such an amazing museum here.
Thank you.
And look, you know, I would encourage you to, you know, invite more people to come and see it. It's actually very, very amazing. So congratulations on it, and thanks so much for having us around.
No problem, not a problem. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Carl. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
A new season awaits. A blank canvas. So let us paint you a picture. An East End approach. A pioneering style of play fashioning Cassateri's caff. Shape, movement, hard graft with a touch of flair. Never giving up. Legends past to present winners. This is our style. This is our craft. This is the West Ham way.
Les 3 maillots sont d'ores et déjà disponibles en boutique officielle. Vous pouvez passer évidemment nous rendre visite après le match ou en semaine. Je rappelle les horaires du mardi au samedi de 10h à 19h pour vous équiper et arborer fièrement nos magnifiques couleurs lors des prochaines rencontres. Bien sûr, les écrans géants, la vidéo présentation de ce maillot surf qui rend hommage au numérique et au foot de Rennes.
Welcome back, everyone, to Rose on Park here in Brittany. West Ham back out and ready to go ahead of the second half here in this pre-season friendly at Rennes. And it looks like they're making a double change at the break as well. We've already seen Divine Mubama have a chat with his teammates out on the pitch here after a goal-filled pre-season for him. And I thought we caught a glimpse of Jared Bowen. Yeah, there he is. So Danny Ings making way for Mubama. And that's a big tick, isn't it, for Mubama, getting there ahead of Scamacca?
Yeah, it is. He has done well in pre-season, Ogbonna. He really has. Scored a few goals, works extremely hard. And yeah, again, it will fill him with a lot of confidence.
And Jared Bowen coming on as well. We did just speculate, didn't we, at the end of the first half that he would be the man potentially to get 45 minutes here, and so it has proved. So he comes on. Didn't really see too much, did we, from Pablo Fornals in the first 45?
Yeah, no, you know, he worked extremely hard off the ball, but on the ball didn't really see much of him. And I think with Bowen, you know what he's going to give you. Obviously, work hard off the ball and going forward, he'll look to make things happen in the final third.
And here come Rennes. Enthusiastically welcomed back by the man with the mic. Mohamed Omari and co. back out here. They did make one change midway through the first half as Guela Doué came on at right back for Lorenz Assignon. Jean-Noël Bellocien, the 18-year-old, has not looked out of place at left back so far. The rain has been coming down at half-time, as it did towards the end of the first half. But will it be raining goals? Well, West Ham have certainly been in the game a lot more than they were before conceding, and the immediate time after that. There is a slight delay here at the top of the second half. Good to have you with us wherever you're watching from around the world this afternoon. A slight Irish feel to proceedings here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And a change in goal as well. Łukasz Fabianski gets half a game with Alphonse Areola making way. So changes I think you could have expected.
Yeah, definitely. No real surprise. There's probably Scamacca, but in saying that, Ogbonna has had a really good pre-season. So again, he gets 45 minutes to show what he can do.
And we are underway once again. West Ham coming forward straight away with Jared Bowen, who gets a shot away within 10 seconds of the second half starting. Such an amazing moment for him, wasn't it? Scoring that goal in Prague in the moment he did as well.
Yeah, it was like slow motion as he was going through as well, and to get the finish, and that's what dreams are made of.
Doesn't look as though Rennes have made any alterations at the break, as was for them. They've got Mondonda in goal, Doué, Omari, Tit and Bellocien at the back, Bourigeaud, the captain, Santa Maria, the goal scorer, and Lovren Maya, the three in midfield, Doku, Desiré Doué and Ablin across the front for them. Paquetá, he did turn on the style at times in the first half and is doing so again here. Benrahma does well to find Bowen. West Ham upping things already. Soufal, nice ball and just over the top from Saïd Benrahma.
Well, there's a chance there and good play from West Ham breaking forward. And Bowen plays it there. Koufal just plays a decent ball in. Again, he's 12 yards out. He's got to at least hit the target. It's over the bar. Good opportunity there has gone missing for West Ham.
And if you're Divine Mubama right now, what are you thinking? It's not the first time he's been involved with the first team in pre-season. He's made his mark this year more than years before. There's 3 senior strikers ahead of him. What does he think right now?
He thinks he's got a chance. He's got to think he's got a chance. He's, you know, as a young lad, he's done extremely well in the youth team. They've won the FA Youth Cup. He's made the step up. He's not looked out of place. So now I think he'll think he belongs on this stage.
He got 13 goals with the 21s last year, 8 goals in the FA Youth Cup run they had as well. He had 35 minutes of Premier League action towards the end of last season, so he's already had a taste for it. He started the Conference League game at FCSB in the group stage when David Moyes fielded a reserve side for that one, didn't he? Because they were already through.
And I think when
he's ticking all those boxes.
Yeah, of course he is. And I think when you're a young player and you do get a taste for it, and you do come into this situation and you don't look out of place, it's very difficult to then go back and not be involved. So no, I think he'll be looking to make a mark.
Rennes in the black with the gold trim on the attack here. Didn't really get any lift on that cross. It was cleared away by Aguirre. Arthur Thiet. Side by Doué. Another France Youth International in this side. They've been without their star man Martin Terrier since March, when he suffered an ACL injury. Adrien Truffert as well out of action for them right now. As we said earlier, Leslie Ugochukwu looks like he's on the verge of a big money move to West London and Chelsea. He has not been named in the squad today. And they're also without Xhaka as well, their Portuguese midfielder, formerly a league champion with Lille. Emerson in, Mubama! Couldn't get the purchase on the header.
Harry Cousins is good play again, and it's a ball in the box, and that's what he feeds off from Bama. There's a decent ball in the box, and he knows he probably should have done a little bit better with that one. Doesn't quite get a good connection on it. Goes wide of the post.
The first chance for him, though. You can see plenty of the Rennes subs down beneath us here, getting warm and ready. We could well have an onslaught of changes sometime soon, which is not going to do anyone any favours. Me, you, our graphics man, or indeed the man with the substitutes board. Rennes trying to get numbers forward, but West Ham have it back, illegally so. Free kick conceded by Benrahma. Just had one too many goes there.
Yeah, he had 2 or 3 pulls at Doku there as he's driving forward.
It is a largely French squad they've got here at Rennes, just a sprinkling of foreign talent throughout it. It's a group that the 30,000 odd fans here can buy into on a week-to-week basis. They know them, they know their backgrounds. Santa Maria. And if you haven't seen his goal already, next time we get a break in play, it's worth scrolling back through the live feed here to around 9 minutes to have a watch of that goal. Really was something special, wasn't it?
It was, and I think it took everyone by surprise. So far out, like I say, what is 30, 35 yards out, and it sails over Areola's head into the top corner.
Lucas Paquetá slipping it through. Jared Bone couldn't quite get there. Paquetá thought he was fouled after the ball had gone.
Got in some decent positions, Paquetá. Again, it's just that final pass. You know that he's good at. Just try to play a no-look pass there to Bowen.
I mean, he technically was caught.
Yes,
the
he
intent
was.
of it doesn't really matter, but the referee wasn't looking. D2's Belgium international. Won 4 caps so far this calendar year. Possession fairly evenly split. Both sides have had a couple of attempts on target. Doku, who was one of the star men in the first half, he doesn't have too much about him in terms of stature, but as we've just seen there, he can hold players off. He's certainly very quick in his mind. Here he is, Jeremy Doku. Bowen away. They're going for it again here, and it's that same man, Baptiste Santa Maria, who wound up again.
Yeah, and at that time it's about 20 yards out that time, and he goes for power. It's a decent strike. Just flies over the bar that time, not too far.
Aguirre. Looking for that channel ball for Mubama. Jared Bowen's certainly playing close to him, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's not playing out wide. He's playing more when the ball's on that left-hand side. He's tucking in. And then obviously as the ball goes back out to the right to the wide, he just goes out to the right.
They've never won Liga Have Rennes, but twice winners of the second tier. Mubama going down. Paquetá stretching his arms out, asking, hoping, but getting nothing.
I think it was more than hope than anything there.
Here it is again. Didn't look as though there was too much contact on him there, and he was straight round to look at the referee. No VAR in this game, of course. Pushed forward there by Soucek. Paquetá deflected, and West Ham have their 6th corner of this game.
Just settled really nice for Paquetá there as he spun the player. He just came down. Decent strike, good block from the defender.
No names in the back of the shirts for West Ham, but all the Rennes fans know who Lucas Paquetá is. One of the talents of Ligue 1 before he left. Flicked on and not too far away from a final touch home.
Yeah, no one coming in on the back stick there.
Downs recycles it. Soucek back across, it was towards Zuma. And the break could be on here for Rennes. They've got 4 forward, but it's cut out quite easily. Soucek giving Mubama a chance to run, but there was a pull back from him there. In the end, he's well beaten to it.
Good defensive duties there from Ben Rama, just spotting the danger, doing his defensive duties.
It's a great run here by Desiree Doué. Just pulls his shot somewhat though at the end of it.
Yeah, good searching run there. Just goes past Koufal. Just pulls his shot wide of the post.
Zuma, who played in a Coupe de France win for Saint-Etienne against Rennes way back in 2013. Approaching the hour mark. Do you think the players will be back to the normal kind of fitness they would be at this stage of pre-season, given the season we've just had before with the break for the World Cup and everything else?
I think they'll be getting there. Here we go.
They come again. Soucek hangs it high towards Mubama. Soucek coming in rather aggressively and somewhat clumsily in the end over the top of Rennais.
Yeah, it was always going to be a free kick there.
Not too an exotic location for West Ham today, but in your playing days, were there any friendlies that stuck out in your mind in terms of opposition or locations that you went to?
Really, we only went to the Scandinavian countries. We went to Germany a few times, but I can honestly say that I never travelled to Australia to play a game of football in pre-season.
Times have changed.
Massively.
The Premier League certainly going after the United States this summer. A number of the Premier League teams going out there. Tottenham, as we saw, playing in Australia as well as a little bit of Asia. And Ange Postecoglou, their new boss. Manchester City are out in Asia as well at the moment, I think. The likes of Newcastle, Brighton, Brentford, Aston Villa all going to America. Manchester United out there as well. Wrexham even going out there.
Yeah.
After everything that's happened with them in the last couple of years. It does look as though Rennes are about to make mass changes here as we head towards the hour mark, which is the normal kind of marker for such alterations. Doku, space to tear into for him. Do it. Returns it. Doku, unselfish in his play.
They were lucky there, West Ham, because there was an overload there on the left-hand side, and he decided to ignore it and go back across field.
Hammered across, but the Hammers have it. Soucek with a quickly taken throw. Rennes just trying to assert themselves at the start of this second half like they did at the start of the first.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to keep control of the ball, just trying to control the game. And obviously on the counter, they still look dangerous.
West Ham with Lucas Paquetá, but the referee pulling play back here. Thought he was reaching for a card for a second there.
Was it Downs again that went in now? I'm not too sure who it was. Was it Kufal?
Soucek, yeah. Went in on Belossia. And now it's time to get ready for all the changes, I think. But first, a couple of West Ham alterations. You're going to see Angelo Ogbonna and Thilo Kehrer come on. And Kurt Zuma, one of those coming off. So Ogbonna on for Kurt Zuma and Kehrer on as well for Nayef Aguerd. But now these changes. We're going to see Enzo Lefebvre, Ibrahim Salah. Wearing 38 is Mohamed Jawab, 21-year-old centre-half. Christopher Wu, another centre-half from Cameroon. And just about everyone else on the bench is coming on as well, Rufus. So basically cross everyone out.
I think that's what it is.
And put everyone in. Amin Gouiri as well is coming on. So he's certainly going to mix up the game here. I know Kalimuendo as well, we spoke about him earlier. There he is. And Ludwig Blas as well, who signed from Nantes for big money. He's going to make his bow here at Roazhon Park, and Jeremy Doku as well makes way, and he's probably been the standout man overall.
He has, on the ball, he's been really lively. Had that big chance in the first half, which he put over the bar. But now he's looked really, really lively today.
Well, we're back underway with a very different looking Rennes side now. West Ham themselves have made 4 changes overall. Into Berger Melling, the Norwegian left back, who was a youth player once with Middlesbrough some 10 years ago. This new set of Rennes players trying to put West Ham under pressure. Melling trying to cross after a ball to him from Gouiri. Ball over the top here, and it's that man again, Jared Bowen. Just taken off his boot there, and he has won a corner. Enzo Lefebvre was the man back with him.
Yeah, it was good running from Bowen. And it was Paquetá, they just picked him out over the top, and again it's another corner for West Ham. It's Bowen to take it.
In front of those West Ham fans, you can see in the corner. That's a good ball in. It needs a touch, it got one, but it was cleared off the line there. I think it may well have been Berger Melling, the last man back.
Really was a teasing ball across the face of the 6-yard box there from Bowen. Just needed a touch.
Wu under pressure and has conceded a free kick here for handball. Very, very close to making it 1-1 West Ham. But they'll have another chance, and the chances I'm sure will keep coming. Whipped in with pace this time, and it is 1-1. Thomas Soucek wheeling away in celebration, and the Hammers are level in France.
Well, he's got the armband, Soucek, and it was coming, to be fair. These balls into the box, and it was Emerson that floated the ball in. And Soucek just rising, flicked it into the bottom corner. They've deserved it, to be fair, West Ham. It's 1-1.
They are on terms. Chances have come and gone in the 66 minutes until now. Beautifully flighted ball in there by Emerson. And rising high, as he so often does, all over the field. Thomas Soucek getting in between two and getting there ahead of Christopher Wu to make it 1-1.
Well, when he first joined the club, that was his signature. You know, getting up and getting goals from set pieces. Not so much last season, but he's done it again here in pre-season.
Did score towards the end of the campaign in the 7-goal game at Crystal Palace. West Ham trying to make sure here they don't fall behind again, which they don't on this occasion. Fabianski holds on to his clean sheet at least, as the ball whistles well wide. I think it's gone for a throw.
It has. It's So what he tried to do, but he just caught it all wrong. It's gone out the other side for a throw-in.
Taken down by Flavia Tate. It's been a little stop-start at times this game, and Maxwell Cornet is next up to come on here, and that could be the end of Saïd Benrahma's afternoon.
Yeah, Cornet has had terrible injuries, hasn't really got going at West Ham, so hopefully he'll have a injury-free season, he can make his mark.
Fabianski just waiting to decide what he's going to do here. We are halfway through the second half now. Bowen. Paquetá. Bowen. Some claims of handball, but play continues. The referee's done well this afternoon. Paquetá. That's beautiful play. Squeeze through here. Jared Bowen. Lucas Paquetá. This could be a great goal, but it's a fantastic block at the end of it.
That was really good play from West Ham all round. Little 1-2 passes, little 1-2s. Paquetá with a little flick to get things going. It goes to Bowen. And again, it's played to Paquetá, and maybe he could have got his shot off a little bit earlier, gave the defender a chance to get round and get the block. But West Ham really picking it up.
Changes. And Gianluca Scamacca is going to come on here. So first up, the withdrawal here of Lucas Paquetá. What have you made of him in this one?
I think he's been really good, Paquetá. Good little touches, moving the ball really well. At times in the final third, he's failed to get the final pass off. But no, he's been good this afternoon.
And Saïd Benrahma as well, who's been a constant threat down that left-hand side.
Yeah, he has. Again, he's another player that's looked a threat when he's got the ball in the final third, looking to make things happen. And both of them really pleased with their evening's work.
So the goalkeeper's changed, two centre-halves have changed, the front line has changed. Fullbacks remain the same for now. Confirmation of those switches for you. Cornet on for Benrahma. Cornet, who was out from the start of October until the first days of March, and even after that didn't really manage to get himself a consistent run, did he?
No, and that's right. It's it's difficult when you're coming back from injury and to force. Found it hard to fight. He found it hard trying to force his way back into the side, especially second half of the season when they were picking up and doing well.
Yeah, I mean the predicament that West Ham were in as well. They needed everyone to be on their game in Europe because of the fact it was a knockout competition, and in the relegation zone or around the relegation picture as it was at the time, you couldn't afford to carry any passengers and give people minutes who needed them.
That's right. You couldn't really do that. So, but this season it's a big season for him, I think, and he's had a injury-free pre-season, and hopefully he can, like I say, set a little marker and show what he can do.
Mohamed Jawab is the left-sided centre-half now, alongside Chris Verwoerd. Mondonda still with the gloves. Enzo Lefebvre as well, who I mentioned, signed from Lorient, who've now got a bit of a link-up with Bournemouth, similar ownership there. Bill Foley down on the south coast, and he has an interest as well in that particular side in France. They've been the two big moves that Rennes have made this summer. 20 million euro from Lorient was Lefebvre, two attacking midfielders. They're going to be without one of their star holders in Ugo Chukwu if his move to Chelsea goes through. They call it the League of Talents. So many exports over the last 20 years, really. And before that as well, but certainly had a chance to watch them a lot more on English TV since the turn of the millennium. Final 20 minutes, just under. It's Rennes who are probing. Jewab, Melling. Back to Mondondo, who's wearing the armband. Guidi. Cornet getting a foot in. Brought back though, rather ambitiously. Wu has carried on his run into the box here, having had that initial effort. West Ham need to pick him up. And lashed over in the end. Wasteful at the end of it by Les Rouges et Noirs.
But West Ham again showing how organised they are defensively. The pattern, everyone know what they're doing, and getting behind the ball made it really difficult.
Kalimuendo, who we just got a glimpse of there, only 21. He scored 7 times last season for Rennes after a really good spell with Lens the year before that. Another player who PSG haven't really made the most of, given the talent pool that they have at their disposal. Lefebvre. Guiri into Melling. Nice combination here from Rennes. Guiri. Trying to find the space was Blas. What's a nice ball in, and Kalimuendo pounces. West Ham having to come from behind again. He nipped in there at the near post when the chance came his way. And it's the home fans who are celebrating once more.
Yeah, he just spotted the danger there as the ball was out on the right-hand side. It was a low ball across the face of the near post. He just nipped in front of, I think it was Kerr that he's nipped in front of. And he's just flicked it in at the near post. Decent finish. And again, like you say, we've got to come from behind again.
Well, he was always going to be a threat when he came on. Man who was away with the France under-21s at the European Championship, netted against Italy in their group opener. And he's returned to action here with Rennes in what is their 4th pre-season friendly, with a goal to put them 2-1 up with just over 14 minutes to go. Ogbonna hasn't really seen too much of the ball in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Kalimuendo stretching his legs. That's a nice ball as he helps it on there towards Blas. West Ham just need to find their composure again.
Yeah, they do.
Soucek's header. Bowen. Courts. Free kick.
Started to look a bit lively again. Rennes, since the goal.
They are enjoying it, aren't they?
The fans are loving it.
Which is good to see, because sometimes these atmospheres can be a little bit flat.
Yeah.
Doesn't really do much for the players and their enthusiasm levels.
That's right. No, it has been a really good atmosphere.
A little bit different on the continent, isn't it? You know, the fans get behind the players rather than you know, the players putting in a firm tackle or scoring to get the fans going. It's almost the reverse.
Yeah,
and
it's the other way
really
round.
helps the teams at times.
That's right.
And there's always a man with a megaphone. There's always one man who sacrifices his ticket and never faces the game. Corner West Ham.
And it's Kufal that's getting forward this time.
Bruno Genesio certainly enjoying his afternoon. Can West Ham find another equaliser? Skamaka in there, Ogbonna up there, Mubama won't be far away. Not to anyone though in white. Would have been a West Ham ball, and that ball did carry. Towards the final 10. Oh, beautiful piece of skill. They have some really talented technicians at their disposal, Rennes. Joab into Wu. Going to be West Ham's away form. They've got to really pick up this season, isn't it? Yeah. Only 3 wins away from London Stadium last term.
Yeah, and I think they know that as well. I mean, at the London Stadium they were good. But it's the away form that they really do need to start picking points up.
Was there anything obvious for you that saw the difference in the form? Was it a mentality thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Really can't put your finger on it. Really can't put my finger on that one.
I mean, most sides will obviously do better at home than they do away anyway.
Yeah.
Such a big drop off. Only 12 points they took away, 28 at London Stadium. And actually failed to score in nearly half the games as well. 9 times they didn't hit the target. Here's Bowen. Wu away. West Ham need a strong last 10 minutes. Keita. Not the ball that Soufal was after. Step forward by Guiri. Bowen's made a difference since coming on. Bama's given them some energy in the final third. That's better. Rennes have replaced every single outfielder. And they're all trying to join this attack. It's a nice ball in behind. Kalimuendo, angle tight. And in the end, Fabianski has to palm it behind for a corner.
It's good play from Rennes, it really was. Good patient play. Again, the overlap there. He's trying to beat the goalkeeper at his near post, which was always going to be difficult.
Certainly trying to make an impression since coming on, Arnaud Kalimuendo. Has been a bit of business between the clubs in the past. We talked about Naif Aguerd joining from Rennes last summer. Diafra Sakho left West Ham for Rennes in January 2018. Scored 24 goals for the Hammers before heading to Brittany in this fabulous stadium. Away by Soucek. This isn't a team of star names by any means for Rennes, but as a unit, and the understanding between them is second to none.
I think they've got a great pattern of play as well. The movement off the ball is good, and everyone knows their job, so it's always going to be difficult playing against them.
West Ham have it here with Mubama. Keita. I did check, by the way, and West Ham will be in pot 1, the top seed pot for the Europa League. That is confirmed, and Rennes could potentially be a side they come up against in that competition. Other teams they could face include Sporting, Betis, Freiburg and Toulouse as things stand, and it's the road to the Aviva Stadium in Dublin.
Wow.
If people thought that Prague was a good trip, and Dublin could be equally so. And there might be a few more flights heading out of Gatwick, I imagine.
I think there will be, yeah.
Long way to go to get there. And they're certainly going to have to improve on this performance if they want another long run in Europe, West Ham. Brighton, the other English team, along with Liverpool in that competition this coming season. Ogbonna taking exception there. Things not going his or his side's way.
I think that was a foul there in the corner, but the ref waved play on and the linesman didn't give anything. And Barmer certainly thought it was a free kick.
Soucek getting involved. It's all turned a little bit physical here. Can West Ham salvage something here in Brittany? They've lost it again. Kalimuendo slips it through, and now a chance. Guidi, he can finish, but he can't hit.
And again, nicking the ball just off the halfway line and driving forward. Rennes just cuts inside. Again, didn't hit the target. Flies over the bar.
Soucek. Rennes did welcome Celtic here for a friendly in the winter break that we had just after the World Cup and beat them 4-3, a very entertaining game. And Villa were the visitors here at the end of July last year and won late on through Diego Carlos. They went behind in that game. West Ham trying to come up with something late here. Guidi. I think it's evident that they have been able to bring on some serious talent off the bench, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Great, as you said earlier, great technicians on the ball as well. Moving the ball really quick, slick.
Downs just letting Lefay know that he was there then. He's Soucek, Soucek and Emerson, the only players still out there who started the game for West Ham. Mondonda, Mubama putting him under pressure and just about finds his out ball.
And he was put under pressure there, the goalkeeper. Did really well just to get out of it and get the pass off under heavy pressure.
Soucek. Bowen didn't want to go home. Emerson to Ogbonna. Man who's really fought his way back into the first team picture after a troubled pre-season last year. 35 now, the former Italy international. No one leaving yet. He's the mastermind here. They did have a bit of British talent here with them last season. They had both Jed Spence, who did so well at Middlesbrough and subsequently moved to Tottenham and then was moved on here to Rennes, and Joe Rodon as well, were both on loan here from Spurs last year. But they have sold a few. Serhou Guirassy, big striker for them, moved on to Stuttgart for around €9 million. Loic Bade as well went to Sevilla for just over 12 million. And Andy Diouf went to Basel as well for €5.5 million. So they have had to mix things up. And they've certainly given West Ham a good mixing up at times and continue to do so. Kalimuendo, whose goal at the moment is going to give them the win, and that will be a win for Rennes. It's an own goal of Angelo Ogbonna. And that sums up a disappointing day for West Ham here in Brittany.
Well, again, it was that quick counter again that they've been doing all afternoon, really, Rennes. And it was a ball in. I don't know whether he got a shout from the goalkeeper. And it was with the outside of the boot. And Ogbonna obviously didn't get the shout, stuck his leg out. Goalkeeper's in no man's land. 3-1.
3-1 and almost game over. Certainly in terms of time. That's what Rennais not happy here, trying to make his feelings known to the ref.
I think he wasn't happy about there was a foul on Bowen that the referee didn't give, and then it led to this counter-attack and the goal, and I think that's what Rennais going on about.
Going back to Ogbonna though, are you relying on that call from behind you there? Is he right to attack the ball and try and deal with it?
I think if you're a defender, you've got to attack it, especially if you don't get a call from the goalkeeper.
Because he was so close to him as well.
So
wasn't
close
it?
to him,
You can't
yeah.
just let that ball flash across.
You can't let it go because you don't know what's coming in behind you. But yeah, just a big mix-up there.
Seconds left. Who knows how much time the referee will add on here, because we've had most of the teams change in the second half. 4 minutes is the answer. Can West Ham make a game of this right at the end? Soucek. Rennais, who's had limited involvement since coming on 20 minutes ago. Given away, and they want more here, Rennes. It could get worse for West Ham. Guiri. Nice idea, but couldn't quite find Lefebvre. Watching on as a former player and fan, is there anything you can take away from this in terms of what you want West Ham to do going forward, or maybe where they really need to strengthen?
I think it's just obviously you've lost Declan Rice, so obviously there's an area there that needs filling. Maybe another striker, but again, it's pre-season. You've got to get something out of it, and I think they have got something out of this game. But again, you learn from your mistakes as well.
You can see the frustration from some of the West Ham players there as that ball was played straight down the middle of the park. Offside as the flag goes up. Just started his run a touch too early there.
And Salah again, he's looking along the line, so really he shouldn't really be caught offside there.
Nearly halfway through added time. Referee getting a touch. Guiri. It looks like West Ham are just about done in this game. They seem to have given it up.
Yeah, I think that third goal has literally killed it for them, and Rennes are quite comfortable now.
Play goes on. Minute and a half left, and Kalimuendo this time, the man flagged. Feel David Moyes after a game like this, though, are you addressing it the same way you would a competitive game, or?
I think you've got to. You know, yes, it is pre-season. They're going to take things out of the game, and I think he'll be looking at the mistakes that they've made that they can brush up on. Here comes Bowen.
Couldn't quite take it down.
But no, I think he'll be disappointed with the goals that they've conceded as well.
On the back foot, really, weren't they, after that stunning strike from Santa Maria? Which, although Rennes were on top, came from nowhere, quite literally.
Came from nowhere and so far out, and like I say, no one really closed him down. They probably weren't expecting it.
30 seconds left. It will be defeat for West Ham here. They're just hoping it doesn't get any worse. Kalimuendo. West Ham have numbers back here to defend. Will be a flight straight back home for them, and they'll be back in London ready to have a warm down session tomorrow, I'm sure. Another touch of Ogbonna there, wasn't quite sure where that one was going either. But that is time. West Ham beaten. And by a 2-goal margin in the end after that own goal from Angelo Ogbonna late on. A game that started very well indeed for Rennes as they took the lead after just 9 minutes after that long-range strike from Baptiste Santa Maria that flew into the top corner beyond Alphonse Areola. West Ham level after 66 minutes. Thomas Soucek nodding in an Emerson free kick. But then Arnaud Kalimuendo reacting quickest at the near post to pounce and make it 2-1 with 15 to go. And with just 1 minute left of the 90, Angelo Ogbonna turned one past his own goalkeeper, meaning that West Ham have been beaten here by 3-1. Final thoughts from you, Rufus Brevett?
Well, you know, it's a game that they, like I said, they've got to get something out of. It's about fitness. I think the pattern of play was good defensively at times, but again, it's one of them. They've lost the game and they'll be disappointed with that.
Thanks for your company this afternoon. Disappointment then in the end for West Ham United. Their first defeat of pre-season has come here in France. We'll be back for coverage of the game against Bayer Leverkusen next Saturday lunchtime. But from all of us here, it's goodbye for now.